couple of days, I could point to some ropes, we would have sit there and stare into space and then alone. So you could lip read. So if you speak slowly and you look at him directly, that's of course if you know where he is. It becomes an incredibly long story. I tell you this, he kept that deaf oak on a very short leash. Imagine losing him aboard how the other parked the thing on the other side. So halfway to Rio, 1,000 nautical miles on the nearest piece of land, 14 days out on the water. I'm sitting on the yacht. I'm bored. I'm playing around with the echo sound of this tiny little thing fit in the palm of my hand. Could read up to 4 kilometers. That particular morning, couldn't pick up the bottom of the ocean. You know what happened to me with 4 kilometers of water underneath me, 1,000 nautical miles. To the nearest piece of land, I realized how small I am in this beautiful creation that I live in. At the same time, I also realized I could become and I could achieve whatever I want to in this lifetime if I'm prepared to do at least 2 things. First of all, if I'm prepared to put my mind to it. And second of all, if I am prepared to work for it. In Dr. Wayne Dyer's words, and I live by this particular quote, he says that if you can conceive it, actively believe it, most importantly, act upon it, no matter what it is, my friend, you certainly will achieve that. So I got another weird, odd phone call from a blind friend of mine back in '96. He called us, Hein, we are going to start blind cricket in South Africa. I said, what? What are you going to do? He said, we're going to start blind cricket. I said, dude, I know that the national side is backing me. I don't think the blind folks are I'm not so keen to face the West Indies. I really am not. He says, no man, this is for real. He says, we've actually been invited. If we can get a team together, and back in '98, there's going to be the first ever blind cricket World Cup hosted by all the cricket playing nations in. I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, but come on, come try it. I said, how? He said, well, they've got a ball that makes a noise. There's all sorts of rules. So I went down Saturday morning to the school field. Out came this cricket ball. Looks like an ordinary cricket ball. It's got tiny little ball bearings inside. And if you move it, you can hear it. It sounds like a giant baby rattle. It just hurts a hell of a lot more if you're not focused. And we had these rules in the game where if I'm the bowler and during my run-up, as the ball leaves my hand, I'll say play. And I said to the poor blind oak, no, the ball's on its way. The most important rule in blind cricket was the dead ball rule. So let's assume I'm the batsman. I nick the ball down to third man. Doesn't go all the way to the boundary. It stops halfway in the grass. At this point, the umpire is supposed to call a dead ball. Can you imagine the score without this rule? 2,000 for 2 in the first over. And the blind knows where's the ball, where's the ball. So they said to me, I'm in spot. I straight out made the national team. Don't ask me how. I'm in the national squad. The blind team are off to the World Cup. So I said, I need to fundraise the 250k to get the squad over to India. I went to literally 100 of corporate companies asking them for funding. They all turned me down. So I never heard about the sport. Insignificant. You will be looking at our branding and our adverts. I'm fair point. And but of course, giving up is not my middle name. So I went back to these oaks and said, come on guys, blind cricket happens to be, just allow me to pitch the concept one more time. Blind cricket happens to be a very inexpensive sport. If we play a day-night game, you don't need floodlights. You might I believe Eskom was the latest sponsor, not sure. So off we went to India. South Africa won, ladies and gentlemen, the first ever blind cricket World Cup event in the history of the game. When I walked off the field in '98, back in New Delhi, India, another thought crossed my mind, back in the physiology class at school. And that thought was something along the lines of, if I was able to see, would I have had the privilege to represent my country on the highest possible level? You've got to agree with me, it's a very difficult question to answer, but I can tell you this, the absolute joy that went through my entire being, through my entire existence that day, knowing that we secured the first ever blind cricket World Cup for this amazing country that we live in. It was so incredible. I wouldn't exchange it for anything, absolutely nothing, not even the ability to be able to see. So I got invited back to India 5 years ago, not to go and play cricket, but this time to go and address a group of very successful entrepreneurs. And my talk went down well. It was a great evening and I had a great time in Mumbai. India is a fascinating place. From the day you arrive till you leave, all your senses are on fire. It's a phenomenal place. But I remember sitting at the breakfast table the next morning, and my host said to me, Hein, I don't know if you know this, but on the outskirts of Mumbai, on the cusp of one of our biggest slums, is a tiny little school. But what makes this school particularly unique is the fact there's only 40 kids in the school. But what makes the school unique is the fact that these 40 kids are completely blind, but they're also totally deaf. I said, watch. I'll be fascinated to find out